So in the beginning of this video, I really wanted to do a stop motion build of the Gundam, and it was going to be really cool. It had an awesome angle, and it took a really long time, a lot of detail and stuff. But my piece of crap phone finally died on me, and I lost all that footage. So unfortunately, I do not have that. So anyways, on with the review. Hey, what's up guys, this is RT2C4. And I've just finished building the RX-78 Mobile Suit Master Grade Gundam model kit. Now I know that's a mouthful of words, let's get right into it. With the accessories, that's the easy part of the video. Also, I'm trying something out different with my camera. I'm doing 60 frames a second instead of the standard 30, so anyways. So here are the accessories. Comes with pretty much the essentials: the shield, the rifle, the bazooka. It's got 4 different pairs of hands. It has fists, open hands, trigger hands, and superposable hands. I don't have much to say about the weapons. They're the standard Gundam RX-78 weapons. My only real complaint is that this should be a shade of pinkish purple color, like this right here, like the beam itself, and they're able to mold in that color. I don't know why they didn't with this, because it's made out of a clear plastic, so it's a little bit odd. Also, this doesn't really stain very well. It has a very loose connection. Besides that, I am blown away. I mean, they're kind of the standard weapons, but they all look nice. This is weird. I don't really understand this. In a world where you have rifles and bazookas that could destroy battleships, why would you take a mace with you? I don't know. I mean, when you have lightsabers, why would you take that? Anyways, I think my only complaint with this really is it's just kind of loose, and the figure doesn't come with a stand or anything, or multiple stands, so you can't really pose with this weapon, and there's not really a good place to store it, so overall, I think the weapons are good, but get this out of here. I don't have anything really to say about the shield. It's the standard RX-78 shield. There is a bit of clear plastic right there, and there's some different places to put the handle. That's all I really have to say about the shield. Alright, now we're getting into the cool stuff. This is the little fighter jet that actually goes in the middle of the Gundam. In future Gundam fans, don't kill me. It's actually, I don't really know exactly. Somehow it goes into the middle compartment of the Gundam itself, right there, where the pilot can sit. And I guess there's a different, slightly upgraded version where it's a little fighter jet that can actually transform if you move in the wings, and the landing gear is in the way, but you can actually push this part in, and you can actually fold that in. And you can actually place this inside the RX-78 right there. But there's an alternate part for that, which I have in right now. Ultimately, I think this is really cool, and I could easily say how this would be something really awesome to have in combat, where you fly around your little fighter jet, and then you transform a little bit, and then the two halves of the Gundam are kind of distant, and you're able to get into it like a giant pod or something. But anyways, I just think it's really cool. You also get Actually, you get 2. This is a little pilot figure, and I apologize for not knowing the name of this pilot off the top of my brain. And I think that's really cool. It's actually an extra piece. It's not, you can't really put it anywhere, but I think it's awesome regardless. Alright, now that we got all the boring stuff out of the way, let's go over the details. It looks good. The head looks good, and that right there is a sticker for the eyes, and there's a couple other stickers. There's a couple in the head right there, especially this one right there. That one's pretty obvious. And there's also one in the back of the head. I'll show you right there. Overall, the sculpting on this is really freaking good. I mean, it's an RX-78 Gundam, so I mean, there's not a whole lot you could really do to really improve, but the sculpting is nice. The pieces are they all look well, and I like the little movable details, like this chest piece right here, and these little vents actually do move. I'll even show you. Let's see, go right there, and you realize a tripod would have been a good idea. There we go. And all 6 of them move individually. So this is the center right here, and you can actually flip this open. You can actually open up this middle part to actually see the pilot inside. So just like a Veritech fighter, the pilot is in the body. Cool. And I wish I had a better way to get it so you guys could see that a little bit better, but it really is super small and it's really in there. And this chest piece doesn't flip all the way up. So when you're looking at it normally, and I am out of focus. Give me a second. There we go. When you're looking at it dead on, it does open at a slight downward angle, so you kind of have to look down to even see a little bit in there. The lighting in this room isn't exactly the best. So let's talk about probably the main reason you'll get this. Number 1, detail. There are little flaps on the arms that you can actually open, and you can actually see some little mechanical details in there. Also, the showstopper of this is the leg without the armor on it has a ton of mechanical details on it. That's one of the reasons I actually have this leg without its armor. I do have the armor sitting in a plastic bag right next to me, but that is phenomenal. And it gets better. Check this out. Actually, I'm gonna zoom this out just a little bit. There we go. And actually, so to me, the coolest part and the reason why I've kept this leg, for lack of a better term, unarmored, is it actually has moving pistons and stuff to kind of add to the realism of it. So you got one right there. You have a couple down here that move. Which I think is just so awesome that it literally looks like a legitimate robot. All the pistons and stuff moving around. And you also have another piston right there. You can kind of see moving a little bit. And I just think that is so cool. So I'll probably leave this leg as is, just because I've got a bunch of other Gundams with all their regular legs. But that to me is far and away worth the price tag of this alone. Now it's actually a really cool piece. It was actually molded in on the sprue kind of as is. There are a couple of little parts they actually separated and moved around, but besides that, I mean, that is pretty much molded as is. Now there are parts that you obviously build on top of it, but for the most part it's kind of molded like that. And when you do have the armor attached, you can still see, it's a little harder, but you can still see some of the parts moving around up in there. And another cool thing, when you do have the armor on, you can actually move the panels a little bit. And I don't want to do them too much because they pop out, and you can see some of the mechanical detail. So, awesome. Now, when it comes to articulation, it has a fair amount of articulation, so I'll just show you. So the head moves up that far, moves down that far. So not a whole lot of articulation in the head. It is on a ball joint. Arms obviously can 360, and there we go. I also have a swivel here and a ball joint on the hand, and same as the other arm. We can get that back in position. I will admit I did have an issue with this. One of the arms was this one right here was a little bit loose. The set comes with a The set comes with a fair amount of spare pieces that aren't used at all, and so I just swapped one of the spare pieces around and fixed the issue on the right arm. Now it is nice and tight. So, and for the legs, when it doesn't have its armor on, actually a lot of articulation. I think that's a double joint right there, or double joint. And let's see, and the side skirts move, and that moves as well. The back ones do not. So it's got a fairly decent kick, and it can go back about that far, and the feet are obviously on ball joints. When the leg does have armor, it doesn't have, actually, no, it has about the same. It does have about the same, but you do have the disadvantage of some of the pieces falling off. So just kind of keep that in mind. That right there is really cool. Where you can see the piston through the leg right there. That is awesome. And there is some detail on the feet. It's just kind of your standard rockets, or rocket booster. That's really cool. And then on the back it has the little rockets that move. That are really cool. So not a whole lot to say right there, but it is awesome. The two beam sabers are actually on ball joints, which is really cool. And you can take them out. Just like that. And they have a fairly tight fit in there, so you don't have to really worry about losing them. And something I thought was really neat for the bazooka, you can actually move this down, and there's a little part that you flip up, and you can actually put the bazooka right there. Now it's not a very tight fit, but if you move the rockets, and you can actually get it in there. Right about. It's also a fairly loose fit, but if we can kind of jam a hand right there, and there we go. You can store the bazooka right there. Overall, I think the RX-78. Gosh dang it, who thinks it's appropriate to message me at a time like this? And my phone's having issues. Overall, I am very happy with the man. God damn! Trying to film a freaking YouTube video here, assholes. Stupid ass dogs. I feel better. Overall, I am very satisfied with the RX-78 Master Grade Mobile Suit. I think my only genuine complaint is that I wish the head had a little bit more articulation, and I wish the instructions for the whatever these are, I think they're stickers, or some kind of stickers. I wish the instructions for these were fairly clear. I'm sure I could Google it and stuff. I will admit, I really do like the size of the mobile suit. It's a lot bigger than the other ones. So right over here I have the, for lack of the entry grade Gundam, right over here we have the entry grade, the cheapest Gundams. We have the, why can't words come into my brain? Beginner grade? Oh, starter, what the hell? Beginner? Frick. So, right over here we have some of the entry grade kits. We have the regular RX-78, we have the special limited edition American RX-78, we have the orange one with lots of guns, then we have, I forgot what that was called. And then over here we have some action figure ones. And I think they're both really nice, and this is probably still going to be my favorite, although it is a lot smaller. The articulation in this one is really good. I love the butterfly chest joint that it has, and the other one is just kind of a brick. Overall, this is definitely, in my opinion, even though I really like this little one right here with a lot of articulation, it's an action figure, you don't have to build it, I genuinely believe that this right here, and these two specifically, are probably the best value for your money. So, I do love the figurine, but this was probably the most expensive out of all of them. But overall, I still think that this rocks the boat. And here's a quick side-by-side comparison of some other giant robots.